The Lahore High Court dismissed a petition challenging the arrest of PTI leader Fawad Chaudhry, who was arrested earlier today for inciting violence against a constitutional institution, observing that his detention was not illegal. Justice Tariq Salim heard the petition challenging the PTI leader's arrest. The hearing was adjourned at least 4 times as the judge repeatedly directed authorities to present Fawad before the court. The former federal minister was taken into custody early morning after an FIR against him was registered at Islamabad's Kosar police station by an official of the Election Commission of Pakistan for threatening the electoral body's members and their families. Following the arrest of PTI leader Fawad Chaudhry, former Premier Imran Khan called on the country's judiciary to protect the party's fundamental rights.
इस वक्त कौम आपसे एक्सपेक्ट कर रही है, मोज़ेस जजेस, कौम आपसे एक्सपेक्ट कर रही है कि हमारे हुकूक की हिफाजत करें, हमारी जमहूरियत को बचाएं। हमारे पास सिवाय अदलिया के जाने का कौन सा रास्ता है? दूसरा रास्ता है सड़कों पे आ जाएं, दूसरा रास्ता है मुल्क को और नुकसान पहुंचाएं जो ये आगे पहुंचा सके हैं। इसलिए मैं अपनी अदलिया से रिक्वेस्ट करता हूं।
Imran asserted that the ECP was responsible for holding free and fair elections in the country, reiterating his criticism of the Commission's decision to appoint media mogul Mohsin Naqvi, the caretaker Chief Minister of Punjab. The rupee depreciated against the dollar after the Exchange Companies Association of Pakistan removed an unofficial cap on the exchange rate. According to the e-cap, the US dollar was being traded at 243 rupees in the open market at 4:35 p.m. following 0.93% from yesterday's close of 240.75 rupees. It closed at 230.89 rupees in the interbank market. The exchange rate has primarily hit hard by a steep decline in the central bank's foreign exchange reserves, which have shrunk to $4.6 billion. Currency experts say the rupee has been falling despite being managed by the State Bank of Pakistan. Shares at the Pakistan Stock Exchange rose immediately after the opening bell on Wednesday, on hopes that the 9th review of the IMF program would be completed soon, which would unlock $1.2 billion along with inflows from friendly countries. The benchmark KSE 100 index closed at 39,784.90 points, up by 729.25 points or 1.87%. Analysts say expectations were building that the government would take steps to resume the IMF program, which would help the country avert default. The Election Commission of Pakistan reached out to authorities in Punjab and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, proposing to them dates for the elections, days after caretaker governments were installed in the two provinces. It suggested elections to be held between April 9th and 13th in Punjab and in KP between April 15th and 17th. Syed Mohsin Raza Naqvi was sworn in as the caretaker Chief Minister of Punjab on 22nd January, while Muhammad Azam Khan had taken oath as the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Chief Executive on 21st Jan respectively, after the dissolution of the two assemblies. The KP Assembly was dissolved on 18 Jan, just 4 days after the dissolution of the Punjab Assembly on 14 January. In separate letters to principal secretaries of the governor of the two provinces today, ECP cited Article 224 of the Constitution, stipulating the holding of the general elections of an assembly within 90 days of the legislature's dissolution. It urged both the provincial governments to finalize the date of the election in light of the suggestion mooted by the electoral watchdog. ECP also reminded both the provinces to not exceed the proposed date in the binding of the law. India has invited Pakistan's foreign minister to a meeting of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization that it is hosting in May, Indian media reported, signaling a possible thaw in relations between the two nuclear-armed rivals. The invitation came days after Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif called for talks with India over all outstanding issues, including Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, before clarifying that talks cannot take place until the illegal actions of 5th August 2019 are reversed. Just a month ago, there were street protests in India over Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari's remarks calling Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi the butcher of Gujarat on the sidelines of the United Nations Security Council meeting. India called Bilawal comments uncivilized. According to an Indian newspaper, the invitation from Indian External Affairs Minister has been delivered by the Indian High Commission in Islamabad. It added that the dates being looked at as of now are 4th and 5th May. If Pakistan accepts, Bilawal would be its first foreign minister to visit India after a gap of nearly 12 years. The last foreign minister to visit India was Hina Rabbani Khar in July 2011.